Sure. Here's a rewritten, more engaging and slightly expanded version of your original content for page 1, following all your instructions. Have you ever had your entire day ruined by just a few careless words or a thoughtless action? Maybe it was a sharp comment from a stranger, a dismissive gesture from someone close, or even a small, unexpected inconvenience that threw you off balance. Frustrating, right? But here's the hard truth. No one can control your emotions unless you give them that power. What if I told you there's a way to stay calm and unshaken, no matter what life or people throw your way? Imagine walking through your day wrapped in a deep, unbreakable peace. Picture even the most irritating moments sliding off you like water on a raincoat. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's emotional mastery. In today's episode, we're diving deep into 10 powerful lessons designed to help you stop reacting, impulsively release anger, and reclaim full control over your emotional world. These aren't about ignoring your feelings or pretending nothing bothers you. Instead, they're about building real mental strength to face life's challenges with grace and clarity. Whether you're handling criticism, setting healthy boundaries, or learning to forgive and forget, you'll uncover practical tools that protect your peace and boost your confidence. By the end of this video, you'll have the mindset and strategies to stay unbothered even when life gets tough. So if you're ready to unlock the secret to emotional freedom, to live a life where no one else can dictate your mood, then let's begin. Your journey to mastering your emotions starts right now. Lesson 1. Understand that your reactions are your choice. Imagine this. You're enjoying a quiet moment, maybe sipping your morning coffee or strolling peacefully through a park, when suddenly someone says something rude or inconsiderate. Your calm instantly disappears, replaced by anger or frustration. You think, why did they ruin my day? But here's the real truth. They didn't. You did. Your emotions are your responsibility. No one else holds the remote control over how you feel unless you hand it to them willingly. Think of it like this. Life throws challenges and chaos your way, but only you get to decide how you respond. Let me paint a picture. Imagine wearing noise-cancelling headphones in the middle of a noisy, bustling city. The honking cars, shouting people, and constant chatter don't vanish. They're still all around you. But the noise no longer reaches your ears. Mastering your reactions works the same way. You don't have to let the noise from others' behavior disturb your peace. A wise saying captures this perfectly. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. When someone cuts you off in traffic or unfairly criticizes your work, it's tempting to blame them for your anger. But what if, instead of reacting, you pause? In that pause, you find power. The power to choose calm over chaos, strength over impulsiveness. Here's a real-life example. Imagine your coworker dismisses your idea during a meeting. Instead of snapping back or stewing in resentment all day, take a deep breath and reflect. Ask yourself, is this really about me, or is their own stress and bias showing through? By reframing the situation this way, you neutralize its impact on your emotions. The beauty of this approach is that it's not about suppressing your feelings. It's about recognizing your emotions for what they are, signals to understand, not chains to imprison you. Let me know if you want me to continue rewriting the next pages. Certainly, here is the rewritten content of page 3 in English, following your instructions. building on the lesson about letting go of the need to always be right, to preserve inner peace. Now let's explore another essential key to mastering your emotions. Have you ever found yourself caught up in an argument? Maybe it was something trivial, like debating which route was faster, or something deeper, like a disagreement with a close friend or partner. As the conversation heated up, did you feel that strong urge to prove your point, to show them you were right? We've all been there, clinging to our version of the truth like it's a lifeline. But here's the truth. The need to always be right is exhausting and unnecessary. This drive to win every argument or prove your perspective often comes from insecurity, as if being wrong threatens your worth or identity. But what if you could completely let go of that need? What if you approach disagreements with curiosity instead of defensiveness? A powerful thought to remember is this: would you rather be right, or would you rather be at peace? Often, our insistence on being right creates tension, damages relationships, and fuels frustration. On the other hand, letting go of the need to prove yourself allows you to preserve your calm and approach conflicts with understanding. Imagine someone accuses you unfairly. Your instinct might be to defend yourself, argue your case, or point out their flaws in return. But what if you paused and asked yourself, is it worth my energy to prove them wrong? Will this argument change anything important in my life? Most of the time, the answer is no. Here's an example. A friend might insist their way of handling a problem is better than yours. Instead of jumping into a debate, you could say, I see where you're coming from, and I respect your perspective. Doing this not only diffuses tension, but also helps you maintain your calm and avoid unnecessary conflict. The Taoist philosopher Lao Tzu offers timeless wisdom. He who is attached to his views will never grow. Letting go of the need to be right doesn't mean abandoning your principles or silencing your voice. It means recognizing that not every disagreement needs to be resolved in your favor. It's about choosing when to engage and when to step back. Here's how to start practicing this mindset. 1. Pause before responding. When you feel the urge to argue, take a deep breath and reflect on whether it's worth your energy. 2. Seek understanding instead of trying to win. Ask questions to understand the other person's perspective. This often de-escalates conflict. 3. Pick your battles. Save your energy for disagreements that truly matter, those aligned with your values or that affect significant outcomes. Over time, you'll find that letting go of the need to always be right brings immense freedom. You'll notice how much lighter and calmer you feel when you stop trying to control every conversation or prove every point. Arguments lose their grip on your emotions because you've chosen peace over pride. Remember, your value isn't tied to winning debates or proving your intelligence. It's in how you carry yourself, protect your energy, and maintain your inner peace. The next time you're tempted to argue, pause and remind yourself being right won't make me happy, but being calm will. And in that moment, you'll experience the true power of letting go. Would you like me to continue with page 4? Anger, frustration, and disappointment are all natural feelings that everyone experiences. But here's the important part: they don't have to control what you do next. Imagine having a simple, clear strategy to practice this mindset every day. It starts with 3 key steps. First, pause and identify when you feel triggered. Take a moment to stop and name exactly what you're feeling, whether it's anger, hurt, irritation, or something else. This pause breaks the automatic cycle of reacting without thinking. Second, ask yourself questions. Reflect on why you're feeling this way. Is it really because of what happened, or is it your own interpretation that's fueling the emotion? Third, choose your response consciously. Decide how you want to act based on your values and your long-term peace, not just the heat of the moment. Now imagine the freedom that comes from walking through life unbothered by others' actions. The rude stranger on the street, the careless comment from a colleague, the minor inconvenience that could easily ruin your mood, all of these lose their grip on you when you take control of your reactions. In every moment, you have a choice. You can either let others dictate your emotions, or you can reclaim your power and protect your peace. So the next time someone tries to push your buttons, remind yourself their behavior doesn't define you, your reaction does. And by choosing calm, you don't just gain emotional mastery. You gain true freedom. Have you ever needed someone's support only to find they're nowhere to be found? The disappointment washes over you, and you wonder, how could they be so inconsiderate? I would never treat them that way. But here's the tough truth. People don't operate by your standards or values. They act according to their own. Expecting others to think, behave, or respond exactly as you do is like trying to control the weather. It's impossible and only leads to frustration. Think of it this way. Each person is walking their own path, shaped by unique experiences, beliefs, and priorities. When someone does something that annoys or hurts you, it's often not about you at all. It's about them. Trying to change or control their behavior only leaves you feeling powerless. Instead, focus on accepting them as they are. For example, imagine a coworker who constantly interrupts during meetings. Instead of stewing in frustration or trying to teach them a lesson, recognize that their habit has nothing to do with you. By letting go of the expectation that they'll change, you free yourself from unnecessary emotional turmoil. A wise saying sums this up perfectly. Expectations are the root of all suffering. The less you expect others to behave a certain way, the more you protect your peace. Here's a practical exercise to help you let go of these expectations. First, acknowledge your assumptions. When someone upsets you, ask yourself, what was I expecting them to do? Second, challenge that expectation. Reflect on whether it's realistic to expect someone else to act exactly as you would. Shift your focus from trying to control others' behavior to how you can respond calmly and maintain your peace. Imagine how liberating this mindset is. The rude stranger, the forgetful friend, the inconsiderate coworker, they lose the power to disrupt your emotions unless you let them. When you stop expecting others to meet your standards, you take back control of your reactions. Remember, people are who they are, not who you want them to be. Accepting this truth doesn't mean tolerating bad behavior or abandoning your values. It means recognizing that your peace is too valuable to sacrifice for something beyond your control. Next time someone disappoints or frustrates you, pause and remind yourself they are acting from their nature, not yours. And that's okay because you choose your response. By releasing these expectations, you gain freedom not just from others' actions, but from the heavy emotional burden they once carried. Imagine this: someone criticizes your work not in a helpful or constructive way, but in a manner that feels harsh or personal. Your instinct might be to defend yourself or feel discouraged. But what if, instead of reacting immediately, you paused and reminded yourself their words reflect their perspective, not my worth? By detaching your value from their opinion, you protect your peace and stay focused on what truly matters. Marcus Aurelius captured this truth perfectly when he said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." This isn't about ignoring feedback or dismissing others altogether. It's about filtering what truly matters. Constructive criticism can help you grow, but unwarranted negativity shouldn't take up space in your mind. Here's how to stop letting others' words define your worth. 1. Pause before reacting. When someone's words sting, take a moment to breathe. This pause gives you the chance to choose your response instead of reacting impulsively. 2. Separate fact from opinion. Ask yourself, is there truth in what they're saying, or is it just their perspective? Focus on what helps you grow and let the rest go. 3. Reaffirm your worth. Remind yourself that your value isn't tied to anyone else's approval. Your worth is intrinsic, independent of external validation. Lao Tzu offers wisdom here too. Care about what other people think and you will always be their prisoner. Letting go of the need for validation doesn't mean you stop caring about people. It means you stop caring about opinions that don't serve your growth. By doing this, you free yourself from unnecessary emotional weight. Next time someone's words challenge your confidence, pause and ask, am I letting this define me? Or can I choose to focus on what I know to be true about myself? In that moment, you reclaim your power and remind yourself that no one's words can diminish your value unless you let them. True strength isn't in avoiding criticism, but in knowing your worth regardless of it. When you stop letting others' words define you, you create space for authenticity, confidence and peace, a life no one can take from you. Lesson 5. Protect your energy by setting boundaries. Picture this. A friend calls during your busy day asking for help with something they could likely handle on their own. Or a coworker suddenly dumps a last-minute task on you, assuming you'll say yes. You feel the heavy weight of obligation, but also frustration because you know this will disrupt your plans. Why is saying no so difficult? The truth is, protecting your peace requires setting boundaries, and boundaries aren't selfish. They are essential. Without boundaries, you let others dictate your time, energy, and emotional well-being. Saying yes to everyone else often means saying no to yourself. A powerful reminder is this: you can't pour from an empty cup. If you're constantly giving without protecting your energy, burnout, resentment, and disconnection from your own needs are inevitable. Boundaries are how you safeguard your emotional freedom while maintaining healthy relationships. Think about this. When someone crosses your boundaries, it's not entirely their fault, it's yours for not clearly defining and upholding them. Would you like me to continue rewriting the next page? People aren't mind readers. If you don't clearly communicate what you're comfortable with, others will often continue to push, usually without meaning to. Setting boundaries is not just an act of self-respect. It's also a way to teach others how to respect you. Imagine this scenario: you're always the friend people call late at night for advice. You want to be supportive, but it's draining your energy. Instead of silently resenting them, you could say something like, "I care about you, but I need to keep my evenings free to recharge. Let's talk tomorrow." This approach is both firm and kind, protecting your peace without harming the relationship. Epictetus reminds us that freedom means living as we wish. Living freely doesn't mean ignoring others' needs. It means choosing where to spend your energy wisely. Boundaries allow you to prioritize and ensure you're not giving more than you can handle. Here's how to start setting boundaries effectively. 1. Be clear and honest. Communicate your limits calmly and directly. People are more likely to respect boundaries when they understand them. 2. Use I statements. Focus on your needs instead of blaming others. For example, say I need some quiet time after work instead of, "You're always bothering me." 3. Stick to your boundaries. Once you set a limit, uphold it consistently. This shows others you are serious about protecting your space. Lao Tzu offers another perspective. He who knows when to stop does not find himself in trouble. This reminds us that knowing and respecting our limits prevents unnecessary stress and frustration. Boundaries aren't walls to shut people out. They are bridges to healthier, more balanced relationships. Next time you feel overwhelmed or taken for granted, pause and ask yourself, have I communicated my needs clearly? Am I honoring my own boundaries? By setting limits, you free yourself from unnecessary obligations and reclaim your energy for what truly matters. Remember, you're not responsible for managing everyone else's feelings or fixing their problems. Your primary responsibility is to yourself, your peace, your time, and your emotional well-being. Protect your energy, set your boundaries, and watch how much lighter and more in control you feel. When you prioritize yourself, you give the best version of yourself to the world. Lesson 6. Detach from the opinions of others. Imagine this. You proudly share an idea with a group, but instead of support, you're met with criticism or indifference. That sting of disappointment is real, and it can spiral into self-doubt. But here's a question to ask yourself. Why does their opinion carry so much weight? The need for approval is deeply ingrained in us, but relying on external validation is like chasing shadows. You'll never truly catch it. Emotional freedom begins when you stop letting others' opinions define your worth. Think about it. Everyone sees the world through their own lens, shaped by experiences, biases, and insecurities. What someone says about you often reveals more about them than about you. When you internalize their opinions, you give them power over your emotions and decisions. Why let someone else control your story? Here's a simple but powerful truth to remember. Your worth isn't up for debate. It's not tied to what others think, whether praise or criticism. It's intrinsic, unshaken by external noise. For example, imagine wearing a brand new outfit you love, and a coworker makes a passing remark like, "That's an interesting choice." You can let their comment shake your confidence or remind yourself that their opinion doesn't diminish your joy. When you detach from the need for approval, you free yourself to live authentically, confidently, and peacefully. Would you like me to continue with the next page? Certainly. Here is the rewritten content of page 6 in English following your instructions, building on the lesson about detaching from others' opinions to reclaim your freedom and authenticity. Now let's explore a powerful tool to master your emotions in tense situations. Imagine this. You're being judged or criticized unfairly, yet instead of reacting, you choose to remain calm and silent. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. It may sound harsh, but it's truly liberating. Growth often means going against the grain and doing things others might not understand. Seeking approval can hold you back, while embracing your own path, even if misunderstood, sets you free. Here's how to start detaching from the opinions of others. Question their importance. When someone's opinion bothers you, ask yourself, why does this matter to me? What authority do they have over my life? 2. Reaffirm your values. Focus on what matters to you, not on what others expect. Ground yourself firmly in your goals and principles. 3. practice letting go. When criticism or judgment arises, acknowledge it without clinging to it. Picture their words as leaves floating down a stream there, but not lasting. Lao Tzu offers this wisdom: care about what other people think, and you will always be their prisoner. This doesn't mean ignoring feedback or isolating yourself. It means filtering out what doesn't serve you. Constructive criticism can help you grow, but unwarranted judgment is theirs to carry, not yours. Think of detaching from opinions like shielding yourself from bad weather. The rain may fall, but it doesn't have to soak you. By focusing on your inner compass, you remain grounded no matter how others perceive you. The next time someone's words shake your confidence, pause and ask yourself, am I living for them or for me? By choosing to detach, you reclaim your freedom, protect your peace, and build a life that's authentically yours. Remember, your path is yours alone, far too important to be swayed by fleeting opinions. Lesson 7. Respond with silence. Not anger. Imagine this. You're in a heated argument. Someone says something hurtful or deliberately provocative. You feel anger rising. Your heart pounds, your face heats up, and your instinct is to fire back with a cutting remark. But what if instead of reacting, you simply remain silent? Silence is one of the most powerful tools when dealing with negativity. It's not about giving in or avoiding confrontation, but about choosing calm over chaos. Responding with silence doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're strong enough to value your peace more than the need to retaliate. There's wisdom here. The less you respond to negativity, the more peaceful your life becomes. Silence speaks volumes. It says, I won't let your behavior control me. For example, imagine a coworker tries to undermine you during a meeting, aiming to make you look bad in front of others. You have two choices: engage in a back-and-forth argument or pause and respond with silence. By staying silent, you deny them the reaction they seek and maintain your composure, showing everyone who truly holds the higher ground. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best answer to anger is silence." Anger often seeks fuel to keep burning, and silence starves it. By choosing not to engage, you break the cycle of negativity and protect your emotional well-being. Think of silence as a shield. It deflects noise without pulling you into the fight. Here's how to make silence your go-to response in moments of provocation. 1. Pause before reacting. When someone says something provocative, take a deep breath to create space for clarity. 2. Listen without defending. Sometimes people just want to vent or be heard. Let them speak without interrupting or feeling the need to explain yourself. 3. Speak only when necessary. If a response is needed, keep it calm, measured, and to the point. A Buddhist teaching reminds us, speak only if it improves upon the silence. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings, but choosing wisely when to express them. Would you like me to continue with page 7? Continuing from the power of silence to protect your peace and respond wisely. Let's explore how gratitude can transform anger and restore your calm. Silence isn't about ignoring problems. It's about preserving your energy for moments when your voice truly matters. Think about how often we regret words spoken in anger. Silence removes that regret. It gives you space to reflect, reassess, and respond thoughtfully instead of impulsively. Often, silence speaks louder than any words ever could. Next time someone tries to provoke you, pause and ask yourself, will responding add value, or will it only escalate the situation? By choosing silence, you protect your peace, show strength, and maintain control over your story. Remember, silence is not the absence of a response, it's the presence of wisdom. It's the ability to rise above the noise and declare, Your words don't control me. My peace does. This is how you win the battle without raising your voice. Lesson 8. Practice gratitude to dissolve anger. Imagine having one of those days when everything seems to go wrong, plans fall apart. Someone makes a rude comment, and even small inconveniences feel unbearable. Anger bubbles up, and you think, why does everything have to be so difficult? Now, pause for a moment. What if instead of focusing on what's going wrong, you shifted your attention to what's going right? Gratitude has a remarkable way of turning anger into calm reframing, even the worst moments as opportunities for perspective and peace. Here's a powerful truth. You can't feel grateful and angry at the same time. Gratitude acts like a mental reset button, pulling you out of negativity's spiral and reminding you of the good that still exists, even in frustrating situations. For example, imagine you're stuck in traffic running late to an important appointment. Instead of fuming at the cars ahead, try this. Take a deep breath and think of 3 things you're thankful for. Maybe it's having a car, the opportunity you're headed toward, or even the music playing on the radio. It may seem small, but this simple shift can transform your emotional state almost instantly. The philosopher Cicero said gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. Gratitude doesn't just dissolve anger, it builds resilience, fosters patience, and helps you focus on what truly matters. It's a tool you can use anytime, anywhere to protect your peace. Here's how to make gratitude a daily habit. Pause and reflect. When anger rises, take a moment to breathe and ask yourself, what is one thing I can be thankful for right now? Keep a gratitude journal. At the end of each day, write down 3 things that went well, no matter how small. This trains your mind to seek the positive. 3. Use gratitude to reframe challenges. When facing difficulty, think about what you can learn or how things could be worse. Gratitude often comes from recognizing what you still have. For instance, if someone criticizes you harshly, instead of letting anger take over, try reframing it. I'm grateful for the chance to learn from this feedback, even if it wasn't delivered kindly. This doesn't excuse their behavior, but it helps you stay in control of your emotions. As the saying goes, let us rise up and be thankful for what we have. Would you like me to continue with page 8? Sometimes when we reflect on our day, we realize maybe we didn't learn a lot, but at least we learned a little. And if we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick. And if we got sick, at least we didn't die. So let us all be thankful. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present. It's not about denying frustration or anger. It's about choosing to prioritize what lifts you up over what drags you down. The next time you feel anger creeping in, pause and ask yourself, what can I be thankful for in this moment? You'll find that gratitude doesn't just dissolve anger, it replaces it with calm, clarity, and a sense of control. In those moments, you'll realize peace isn't something you find, it's something you create. Lesson 9. Reframe criticism as a tool for growth. Imagine this. You've just shared an idea you're proud of, maybe at work, with friends, or online, and someone immediately shoots it down with harsh criticism. Your first instinct might be defensiveness or even anger. That's natural. When your efforts meet negativity, it hurts. But what if you could reframe criticism not as an attack, but as an opportunity to grow? Criticism, no matter how it's delivered, holds value if you're willing to look for it. It can reveal blind spots, challenge your thinking, or push you to improve. For example, imagine you're preparing a presentation and a colleague points out several flaws. You could dismiss their feedback thinking they're just trying to undermine me. Or you could pause and reflect. Is there truth here? How can I use this to improve? By choosing the latter, you turn what might feel like an attack into a stepping stone. A wise saying captures this perfectly. Criticism, like rain, should be gentle enough to nourish growth without destroying roots. This doesn't mean all criticism is valid. Some people criticize out of envy, ignorance, or malice. The key is to filter what you hear, keep what's constructive, and discard what's not. Here's how to handle criticism with grace. 1. Pause before reacting. When faced with criticism, take a moment to breathe. This helps avoid emotional reactions. 2. Evaluate the source. Consider who's giving the feedback. Do they have your best interests at heart? Is their perspective informed? Find the lesson. Even poorly delivered criticism can hold valuable insight. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Let's take a personal example. A family member criticizes your career or lifestyle choices. Instead of arguing or shutting down, you might say, I hear your concerns. I'll think about what you've said. This response shows maturity and gives you space to reflect later without escalating conflict. Epictetus reminds us, if anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses for what is said, but answer, he does not know my other faults, else he would not have mentioned only these. This timeless wisdom encourages us not to take criticism personally, but to see it as part of the journey toward self-improvement. The next time someone critiques, you ask yourself, what can I learn from this feedback? Is this criticism about me, or does it reveal more about them? How can I grow from this moment? Lao Tzu reminds us, knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. When approached with the right mindset, criticism becomes a mirror helping you understand yourself better. It's not always comfortable, but growth rarely is. By welcoming feedback, even when it stings, you develop resilience, humility, and a stronger sense of self. Would you like me to continue with the next page, building on the idea that true strength is not about clinging to pain, but about how we choose to release it? Let's dive deeper into the art of letting go. The real power doesn't lie in blaming or holding on to the person who hurt you. Instead, it's in letting go. But letting go doesn't mean forgetting what happened or pretending it was okay. It means freeing yourself from the heavy emotional burden that drags you down, releasing the past's grip on your mind and heart. When you let go, you reclaim your energy, your peace, and the ability to fully focus on the present moment. The Buddha captured this perfectly. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Think about a moment when someone hurt you. Maybe it was a betrayal, an unfair judgment, or just a harsh word. How much time did you spend replaying that moment over and over? How much energy did you waste imagining confrontations or plotting revenge? Letting go breaks this endless loop. It allows you to move forward instead of being stuck in the past. For example, imagine you're at work and a colleague takes credit for your idea. You could spend days stewing over this injustice, letting it affect your mood and productivity. Or you could choose to let it go, understanding that your true worth isn't defined by one moment of recognition. By making this choice, you protect your peace and redirect your focus to what really matters, your growth and future opportunities. Lao Tzu offers a profound truth here. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Letting go isn't only about anger or resentment, it's also about releasing perfectionism, fear of failure, and the need to control everything. It's about embracing life's unpredictability and finding freedom in acceptance. So, how do you start practicing this art? First, acknowledge your feelings. Don't suppress them, that only makes them stronger. Allow yourself to feel hurt, angry, or disappointed without judgment. Second, reframe the situation by asking, what can I learn from this? How can I grow stronger because of it? Third, focus on the present moment. Letting go is a choice you make for yourself, not for anyone else. Shift your attention to the here and now because that is where your true power lies. Imagine letting go like releasing a balloon. The longer you hold it, the more your hand strains. But when you finally release it, you feel lighter and freer. Life shifts from being about what happened to being about what's possible. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, do not be disturbed by what is outside your power. Let it go and you will find peace. This doesn't mean allowing people to walk over you or ignoring injustice. It means wisely choosing where to invest your energy. By letting go of what you cannot change, you create space for what you can, bringing in a brighter, calmer, and more fulfilling life. The next time you catch yourself clinging to anger or regret, pause and ask, is this worth my peace? What would my life look like if I let this go? The answer will lead you toward emotional freedom. Because true strength isn't in holding on, it's in knowing when to release. And when you do, you'll feel lighter and paradoxically stronger. There you have it, 10 powerful lessons to help you master your emotions and remain unbothered no matter what life throws at you. These aren't just abstract ideas. They are practical tools you can use daily to protect your peace-build resilience and take control of your reactions. Remember, the goal isn't to suppress your feelings or become indifferent. It's about responding to life's challenges with clarity and strength. Emotional mastery isn't about what happens to you, it's about how you choose to respond. The power to stay calm, centered, and free lies completely in your hands. As you move forward, carry these lessons with you. Practice pausing before reacting. Set boundaries that protect your energy. Let go of things and people beyond your control. Each time you choose peace over anger, you step closer to the unshakable life you deserve. If this episode brought you value, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who might need extra calm in their life. And if you have your own tips or experiences about staying unbothered, I'd love to hear them. Drop a comment below. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Remember, emotional freedom is not a destination. It's a daily practice. So keep showing up for yourself, stay mindful, and grow stronger every day. Until next time, take care and stay unbothered.